figure out how to make these.
All right, we are live. I'm here with Eric from Buttheadz Organic Soil or Organic Soil Company. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. Good fucking dude, just really nice, down to earth. He's one of the good guys in the industry. Just like when I was getting real burned out on the industry, because like you know how it is. You know, you meet someone just cool, down to earth, good old Midwestern guy, doing doing a lot for his community, just out making a living, and just gave me a bit of hope. And since I'm a Midwestern guy too, grew up in Kansas and lived in Oklahoma, do some stuff in Missouri. I wore this hat just for you, man.
Hell yeah, man! Thanks, dude.
Are
Thanks
you a
for the
Chiefs fan?
intro. Hell yeah, dude. I
Fuck
mean, we
yeah,
don't
dude.
have, and we just lost them. Like that was our last NFL team.
They're
Like
coming
we're
across the
NFL-less
river,
now.
man.
Yeah, man, Missouri, dude.
I'm a
We're losing.
Kansas guy,
We're
and it
losing
still broke
teams.
my heart.
We grow good weed, though. I mean, we're
Oh,
pulling that off.
thing about the thing about KC though is like it always had a scene. It's always had a scene.
Yeah.
KC's always had a seed, you know.
You
So
know, and it's a shame, Arrowhead is moving now, it's not
I
going to
wish
be that far away, but it
it
sucks
needs
that.
to be in Missouri, man. And like, why couldn't they just like renovate it like they did like Yankee Stadium? You know, like Arrowhead, in my opinion, is the most, if not top two or three most iconic, you know,
Oh,
football stadium, like
absolutely.
football
How many
stadiums. Period.
Super Bowl championships,
Oh
have been
yeah,
in that stadium? So the whole deal that I heard, and I don't know if this is correct, but this is just what I was told was something about the dome. Arrowhead isn't enclosed, and the future of the NFL will be enclosed stadiums. No
oh, that
more open air
sucks.
stadiums. So
That sucks.
that's what I heard, which makes sense, and probably financially is probably better, which is crazy. Like that's just going to leave this big empty stadium. That's the
Sitting down at
question.
Arrowhead.
What's this stadium going to be used for? Like after this shit.
Are they gonna tear it down? I hope not.
I don't think so. I mean, like, so we had. I mean, I'm close to St. Louis, so we had the Rams back when I was a
Oh,
kid.
I remember the
Yeah,
greatest show on turf. Yeah,
yeah,
Kurt
absolutely.
Warner, Marshall Falk. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, dude,
yeah.
that's old
I
school.
know that. They
So
should
they
still be in
play.
St. Louis. Like fuck LA.
Yeah, yeah, they left. Yeah, so they played down here. Their stadium that they had, the America Dome, it's still being used. I'm actually going to see ACDC there on my birthday,
Oh, that's like
September
a
8th.
60,000 seat arena. Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty big. I went there a few years ago and watched a motocross race there. That was pretty cool. But I learned my lesson. Sitting up a little higher at a race like that with all them fumes, like man, I was sick as fuck. And they were giving away free monsters, so I drank like 7 monsters. So I was like tripping
Ooh,
balls on Monster and sick to my stomach from gas fumes. I felt like shit. I rode the train back to my car.
Jesus.
Yeah.
7 monsters. So it's like popping like like
Oh,
150
dude.
milligrams of
Yeah, they were
Adderall
giving them
with all
away. They
the
were,
bike fumes.
yeah. Like it was like all that Gustavin or whatever that's in it. It's like,
Oh shit, dude.
yeah, it was chemical overload. But yeah, I had it was fun. Definitely.
Damn.
So you got your soil sample?
Oh yeah, dude. I still haven't
Yeah.
opened yet. I'm gonna wait for it to warm up here. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
dude,
mean, it's
I
not
saw
quite,
it, man. Like it's not
it's
quite
good
warm
stuff.
enough to, and I'm probably gonna use most of it to actually grow food, tomatoes
Yeah.
and
It does
peppers.
great for that. That's what we do in those community gardens. We use that soil in there. And oh my
Um,
God, we had such big tomatillos last year. It's nuts.
I'm getting scared because everything's like going up in price, and I'm poor as shit. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I can just grow peppers and like tomatoes for a while. You know,
Well, produce is like we were at the store today and just the prices on produce, it's insane. And it doesn't seem like it's getting better, you know.
oh no, it's not. Everything's going up. I'm
Everything's going up and
I have a neighbor that has chickens, and I'm just gonna try to barter with him like all the produce for like some eggs. No, shit's scary. shit is real scary, man. Just it's
Well,
too expensive to live nowadays. It
and
really
like
is.
in the cost of growing, you want to try to have something that's sustainable. You don't want to have something that you're constantly, you know, you're having to put money back into.
Yeah.
That's the thing with gardening. Hopefully we can build something that's sustainable that we don't have to worry about adding lots of money every year back into. And that's what we try to do with like hugelculture. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh hell yeah, yeah. With the mounds and you have like it's layered. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can
Yeah,
do something similar with a raised bed. I like raised beds that are a little taller
mm.
because I hate bending over and picking weeds and dicking around like that. It kills my back doing
Oh
that
yeah.
all day.
Once you get
I
like
mean,
30, your back's pretty much shot
yeah, yeah. And
nowadays.
I'm almost 40 and I'm
Woo.
just
Oh
like,
yeah, same here. And
yeah, and I'm
everything
like,
fucking
I'm
hurts,
done.
dude.
Yeah, everything hurts now.
It's like when you're like the old people when I was a kid, like, well, like, don't use your back. And I'd be laughing like, ha ha ha, yeah, what the fuck ever. Now it's just like, I should have listened.
I wish I could grow cannabis like that, honestly.
Oh my
Like
God.
raised like that. I can't in my basement because height restrictions. I need every inch I can get out of that fucking tent. But
Yeah, cannabis and making hash are fucking terrible on your back, man. Like when people started using tables, it was like a godsend.
uh-huh.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't bend over as much.
Or trimming.
Oh, trim it. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck,
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
All
yeah.
day just oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably I got carpal fucking tunnel, and not to
And
mention my
and I
lower
got
back
yeah,
shot.
carpal tunnel. Yeah, that shit sucks. Yeah, and that's what's cool, about trimming is there's some people that are really good at it and they just have that skill. They can trim the shit out of it. No problem.
So I mean, like I worked the commercial industry for several years. Like I would do like take my time, like when like trimming for the commercial market, but like my own stuff, I would just do a farmer's trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like,
Fuck. You're smoking it. It doesn't matter. I mean sometimes I'm a little picky. I'll want to trim it up a little bit nice, especially if it's like a top cola. But
oh yeah,
but most
that's a
of the
lot of
time,
trim. It's a top cola, so like I'm
yeah,
too
like
lazy to do that.
yeah. But like the rest of it, yeah, I'm fucking trimming it up. I've used a bowl trimmer before. Have you used a bowl trimmer?
Yeah, I didn't have like too much luck with it, man. This seemed like
Just
it just
beat the buds
beat
up,
the
don't
shit.
I?
Like even more than like say like using like like a drum trimmer like in a commercial facility.
Oh, it's way more. Yeah, I agree.
Like don't be like I see the appeal of it. Just
I do it with my outdoor. You're doing outdoor. You're growing so much. Fuck it.
there's really no
I,
way.
I don't even care if I lose a little because I just make that shit in some kind of topical or edible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing about outdoors, like the yield.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of it for
Outdoors.
me goes to like hash.
I don't even really grow inside anymore in the summer. I usually just grow inside in the winter and in the fall.
Oh,
The
same
spring.
here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even fuck with it in the summer, fighting with the AC and shit all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm too poor for that. And plus, man,
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
something
Nowadays,
about like the
fuck.
roots. A lot of places in the country do have terroirs. Actually, in your neck of the woods, in Missouri, that's actually where the first like wine appellation was at. Was in Missouri.
Really?
Missouri grew more wine than California before Napa and Sonoma popped up. And in fact, when they had that aphid outbreak in France that damn near wiped out the wine industry, they went to Missouri and got root stock and took that back over to France, and it saved the entire wine industry. So
Wow. So
no, Missouri. Oh yeah, Missouri.
grapes are growing in France. That's cool.
I wouldn't say too much like the grapes, but like the grafting, they just took like wood,
Yeah,
like the
or
stock and
similar
grafted.
strain.
Oh, Missouri like saved France's ass.
That's awesome.
Not to mention a lot of decent herb came from Mizzou. I'll be honest, man. Those Ozarks, there's a fucking terroir. There's a terroir, man.
Man, I've met some
Anything on
amazing
44.
growers. Yeah, since I've owned I've had Buttheadz Grow Shop since 2021, and working in that store and all the different growers I've met over the last few years, wow, like there's some talented people, crazy shit I've heard, like putting using soda to feed your plants. Have you ever heard of that? Using
No, but
Pepsi to feed your plants.
I
The
could see like the
phosphorus,
fructose though,
yeah, and
like
the
the sugar.
fructose and the phosphorus, the sugar and the phosphorus is why they do it.
But at the
Kind of
same
like
time, I figured
molasses.
like the carboxylic acid might lower the pH a little bit though.
I that's what I think. But I've heard some crazy stuff from some old school growers, and they do some crazy shit, outside. But
Hey,
Missouri's
Remote.
weather is so good. Like we have so much rain. Our growing season is quite nice here. The only problem is our flowering season. When we roll into August and October, September, October, you roll into a lot of rain, and that
Oh yeah.
kills buds. People get bud rot like a motherfucker. Only thing I've ever seen that really works good is like a high tunnel where you can cover them. Like that works good. Put fans. I've seen this. My buddy, he puts a box fans on both ends of his high tunnel, and they blow back and forth. Yeah,
You
yeah. I mean,
definitely
he's got
got
that
the
motherfucker just.
humidities through the
The
roof, man.
humidity here is a little bit. Yeah, yeah. It's a little bit. I mean, the Mississippi River's near here, but it does shit grows good. I'm telling you, it does grow
So
good
when's your all's
outside.
first freeze? Like end of October or?
Honestly, I didn't think we had a freeze till November last
Oh
year.
shit.
Yeah, I want to say November. So I mean, our growing season is quite long. You can almost flower most plants outdoors, like your sativas that flower a little longer. You can still flower them here. Now, some of them, like we tried to do a Panama Red last year. That motherfucker was like 25 weeks or something. I don't know. It was just going and going. We just cut it down because the freeze was coming. There was nothing we could do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was going to wipe it out. So
I've in the past and way back in the day, I would throw like trash bags over it and pray, but
yeah, we thought about doing that, but it got cold pretty quick. The weather lately has been trippy. It's like we didn't have much of a spring, and now it's really summer. I mean, it's 90 degrees a day. I
woo.
mean, it's not spring. That's not spring.
Are y'all gonna be getting? Because out here it's gonna be raining too. Like here tomorrow, y'all getting some rain in the future?
So we're supposed to be getting a little bit of rain. I've been watching the forecast. Our festivals next week on 420.
Ah, dude,
So
I gotta go ahead and apologize, dude. I had no idea it was on a Monday, dude. And it's like an eight and a
no,
half hour
Sunday.
drive for me.
It's on a Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Ah, still got to
It's
drive back
still
though.
it's okay. It's okay. I understand. But
But I am going to that symposium at SIU here in September. Could
if you
I
want
come
to,
out and rock with y'all? Because like it's on the way.
dude, if you want to come to the symposium, you can come with me. Because I'm on sponsor him. I always do.
Oh
So
shit!
with my
Yeah,
sponsorship, I usually get an extra ticket. You can just come with me. I'll take care of the ticket.
fuck yeah! Because I'm
You want to
trying to.
go?
I got two posters I want to present. They're over biostimulants.
Oh yeah, that'll
So
be awesome.
one of them kind of has a little bit of an industrial, or I'm sorry, a little bit of a commercial aspect to it. So kind of got to
That's
shut up
awesome.
about that one until the poster comes out, because then we'll have like the data finished. But yeah, biostimulants.
I think there's a lot to be said about biostimulants. They're trying some neat stuff with biostimulants there at SIU too. They have this product. A friend of mine, he has. It's called Honey Shine, and
Wait, was Josie on a paper for that? Like how it affected the jasmonic pathway and all that shit?
it was.
Is that the same product?
I think he was part of it too. I know Dr. Scott Hamilton. He's in on it, and Dr. Ken Anderson. But they have this product called Honey Shine, and it's a liquid based product that they take and break down this special way with this machine they've invented. And basically, it turns this. They like use manure, and they take this manure and it turns it into this liquid carbon, basically. that's a biostimulant that you can add to your plants. It's pretty interesting.
So it turns to like carbon.
Yeah. I don't know the whole science behind it. Don't get me telling too much
Because I
about
always
it.
added like biochar in the past, like carbon, but like even that.
They said they could dissolve wood. That's where they were really proud of. They dissolved a solid block of wood into this liquid carbon. They've done this thing with it was Oishi algae, where they've turned that with that machine into a type of fertilizer, but you have to keep it cold. And I told them, I was like, and they've done tests on it, which they're doing tests currently with my soil with tomato plants, where they're putting little drops of this biostimulant with water, and the difference in the plant, and especially with living soil, the biostimulant is reacting with the soil. It's almost like a symbiosis in a way, you know, where the plant and the soil and the fertilizers all reacting together. Nothing's overpowering one or the other. It's more the way they put it, more equal, you know, and the plant grows well because of that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. When you come down, I'll take you and I'll introduce you some guys. He'll actually be my friend's going to be at the event too. SIU is going to be there presenting cannabis and stuff. But I'll definitely he'll be at the symposium too. He always comes every year. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Dr. LeMay, he's awesome. You'll love him. You've talked to him. Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Yeah.
No, he's a cool cat, dude.
Cool right? Dude. Smart.
He's amazing.
Smart. Yeah. He is going to change things. I'm telling you. He's one of those dudes. They're inventing some cool shit at SIU.
I saw a post on LinkedIn like a while back. He's just like, good day for stomato conductance. It's like, no one in the fucking industry uses that.
Right?
Getting the nitty gritty fucking numbers.
Yeah. And that's the thing is he's into that whole information. He's teaching everybody all this information. That's what's awesome about it. You know, I love this. Do you ever check his posts out on LinkedIn?
Oh yeah, all the time, man. Yeah. He got that He got that TC kit from Athena, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
He's hitting the Bruce Bugby territory, man.
Shit, dude. So Bruce was at the last one. I think I told you that he was at the last symposium when we were there last time. That was super cool getting to meet him. He's a very smart, talented person.
Oh yeah, watch his videos.
Yeah, I've been watching him for years. It was an honor to get to sit in the same room with the guy and share a table. You know, like it was badass.
Damn.
Yeah, he was awesome, dude.
Was Allison Justice there too, by any chance?
I think so. Trying to remember. They have so many different.
So I might have her on here in a couple of weeks talking about airflow.
Yeah. So yeah, they have so many
research on that.
Yeah, she's very talented. There's so many talented speakers that come to the symposium up there. I enjoy going. I go every year. I've been going since I started it. It's been, I think, it's 2020, I think, is when they had the first one, or it's been going for like 5 or 6 years or more. It's been going for a while.
Now, I did hear a rumor. Is it during this festival called Hemp, Hops, and Shrooms?
Yeah, it's tied into it. So they have the let me look this up. When is I gotta tell you when the symposium.
Well, I like craft beer. I like THC and CBD. Shrooms, I don't know if I'll do out in public. That's a little
no. They're more talking
like
about the edible
or something.
They're more talking about the edible ones, like, you know.
Like ones. Functionals, like lion's mane.
Yeah, they're not talking about. Yeah. Oh, it ain't at that level.
The other ones
will be
around, I guarantee.
Yeah. You got to talk to that guy in the back. Yeah, he's got the good shit.
Maybe I'll just take like 5 grams of penis envy and hang out like inside of a bar.
Dude. So I went up to Pennsylvania about 2 years ago, something like that. I flew into Maryland, went to Pennsylvania, and there's a cultivation facility up there that cultivates mushrooms. So you're wondering, like, how the fuck can somebody cultivate mushrooms? Like, that's illegal, right?
Like psilocybin or
no, psilocybin.
Really?
Psilocybin. This was a federal DA facility that
Oh
they had.
shit.
It's called Groff NA up in Pennsylvania, and then I went there to show them some soil and stuff. But it was so interesting that they are doing testing on psilocybin, learning about what its medicinal uses are.
Are
They're
they growing
studying it
like
now.
multiple strains or?
I don't know any details about it. I just found it very interesting. Like it's just mushrooms are going to be I think a big thing in the future.
Oh
They're
yeah.
testing it now. There's so much. So if you have you ever read a lot of the history about psilocybin,
With a
psychedelic mushrooms?
Gordon Wasson and like
Back in the
yeah.
day when and then they cut the funding and everything when the war on drugs hit
Oh
because
yeah.
they reclassed it. But they were studying it like UC Berkeley, all that stuff. They were studying uh,
That and LSD.
alcoholism, post traumatic stress, LSD, yeah, on MK Ultra, right? So there was all kinds of shit that they were studying, and when they found with mushrooms was how therapeutic they could be, because mushrooms are quite interesting, how they can help people with brain damage regrow and repair damaged brain tissue.
Oh yeah.
I mean, have you heard the Stone Ape theory?
Oh yeah, where we so how we learned to speak.
Because we were following the food, the buffalo, and they were shitting and mushrooms were growing out of the shit. And we was eating it, and that's how we got smart. And now we're making podcasts and iPhones and shit. Hoverboards. I'm ready for the fucking
What's that Joe
hoverboard.
Rogan skit? He's just like, yeah, I can watch people fuck on this now.
Yeah, right. What the fuck? When I was a kid, I would have never guessed that we would have the capabilities that we have now, technology. And
Oh no.
this is the beginning. Think of where we'll be in 20 years. We'll be like,
Hopefully
remember when
alive.
yeah, fuck, right? Shit, dude. World's getting fucking crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is something. Yeah, and I think that's why I've been working some long hours at the community garden and taking care of that stuff. But I feel really good about everything we've been doing, working our ass off. The group they have really, I mean, if I could figure out how to put these pictures up here.
Oh, you'll see this thing is presenter invite. Just like upload it, then I can like put it on the screen. This is the ones off of LinkedIn. So look how y'all were working your asses off.
Yeah. The ones on LinkedIn. I don't know if I can pull those up on there or not. Yeah. But I have some pictures of us working, but so the garden beds that we were working on there, they were so overgrown with Bermuda grass because they had been abandoned for 6 years. The old man that used to take care of them during COVID, all his help, of course, nobody could get together anymore. And during COVID, he didn't have any help. And then the Bermuda grass took over the beds because no one was doing anything but mowing. And the beds grew up with grass, and that shit took over, and he couldn't grow in there anymore. We had to dig all that out. We took the boards off the beds, and the Bermuda grass just stayed there. And like the soil, it looked like it still was in a garden bed, but the soil was just standing there full of roots and shit. So you had to cut that shit off with a fucking spade and a shovel and just go underneath of it and cut it like you're cutting hair. Because here's the trippy part. It was growing on top of landscape fabric.
Oh shit.
It went through the landscape fabric.
Whoa.
Ain't that crazy how strong that grass is? So we had to put plastic down on top of the landscape fabric because that landscape fabric wasn't strong. And we had to get extra thick, like 4 mil black plastic from the hardware store, like you use to put down when you're doing construction.
Damn.
Yeah, because that stuff it's just going to punch through. I mean, we have portholes and holes all through it, but it'll help.
On top of the plastic, did you put like your soil on by any chance?
So what we did is we did a mixture. I had So we took some of our soil, the Butthead soil, and we put in there and we mixed it in with some compost that was donated by the city. The city has a fair every year where they collect really just tons of shit, literally. And it's every animal shit you can think of: duck, goose, chicken, squirrel, all their shit is in this pile. And it's good compost, good fertilizer. And the city gave us that too with it. So we mixed all that together, and it's some pretty good soil what we got mixed up in the garden beds. We didn't put a hugelkultur style with this one because our beds are only, I think they're 28 inches or 20, or no, I think they're 18 or 20 inches tall. And because we only have a 2x10 and a 2x8 on the garden. So we didn't want to reduce the amount of space for the roots to grow. So we made it completely soil. And I think that was the best bed. Unfortunately, it took a shitload of soil. We had 2 truck beds of soil, a trailer full of soil. We went and got another load, 2 more truck beds full of soil, a trailer of soil, and we still had to get another truck bed of soil. It was a lot.
Damn.
Oh, soil and raised beds. And this was 8 garden beds. And I think they're like they're either 4x8 or 6x10 garden beds. So these are quite large garden beds that we have here. And they take, and when you make them deep, so you don't have to bend over so much to work on them, you got to fill them with a lot of soil. The ones we did in Jackson, we made some of them, they were almost waist high. And the reason for that was so you didn't have to bend over as much. But we were able to fill those with like old sticks and leaves and hay and stuff that can break down, do that hugelkultur method with the garden beds. So we didn't
What were you
use
growing there with all that soil?
we've grown all kinds of stuff. We've grown tomatoes, zucchini, squash, carrots, beets, radishes, cucumbers, all kinds of vegetables. We got a list that we get from the food bank that they're looking for fresh vegetables. Potatoes are one, different things like that. We grow a lot of different styles of potatoes. We also grow sweet potatoes. That's been a great harvest. We've done great with that. Good sweet potato beds, tomatoes, zucchini, squash, cucumbers. We do the trellises over the beds with the
Oh,
cucumbers.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember growing up, we'd use like the cow panels, like let the for a trellis.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, they're tough. These here we've used them in Jackson. We've used them now in Cape. We're going to get some more to put in at Washington Park. We just got the beds done there. That was a great thing. I try to figure out how to get a picture to put on here. I'm sorry, I couldn't figure it out.
It looks like from those pictures I saw, you can probably use like just re-amend it and use it pretty much every year.
Oh yeah. So the way we built them now, they should be good. I don't think. I mean, we may have to add some soil due to compaction, but since we filled them all with soil, it's good fresh core. We add some nutrients to it. I took some Gaia Green all purpose and kind of dusted all of them real good with some of that, mixed it in with it, kind of recharged everything real well, and then watered everything in real nice. We got some tomatoes planted in there now, so that's going. We have, yeah, we're going to be doing Friends of the Park Day on April 18th, and we'll be planting some like zinnias, marigolds, and different kinds of pollinators, and then some vegetables too, like green peppers, zucchini, stuff like that.
Damn. I got a question about your soil.
Yeah.
Is it too hot for seeds? Like
No.
seeds?
So that's what's so special about it. So I remember back in the day, there were some other living soil companies that used to be around, and they did like a starter bag to start your soil in, start your seeds in, and then they had their soil that you put your plant in once it got bigger because it was too hot for seedlings. Our living soil is not too hot for ceilings because it's since we use a natural compost and the whole concept behind the stability and that equalness to the soil, we we made it so you can start your plant in it from seed, grow your plant in it. Like say you're doing autoflowers, you can do it all the way through without having to do anything or do like a puck around it or anything like that. The soil is living since that compost is in it. Most of the soil is going to be your cocoa core, that patented core that we use where we remove the pith out of it. So you're dealing more of the fiber. And then the other part of the soil is going to be your compost. And that compost, being that we age it so long, that's where that it's instantly starting to break stuff down because it's so alive. How many organisms are in a cup of soil from the ground? Billions of organisms.
Shit, trillions.
Trillions, yeah.
Trillions.
A number we can't even fathom. So whenever what happens, it's super cool. When we add that living soil, I've added it to other people's soil. I've re-amended it to garden beds. You can use it as an amendment to what you currently have. What we're doing out there in Cape is we're taking old garden beds. Well, we rebuilt new ones in Washington Park. Those are completely rebuilt, but the ones on Fountain Street, those were already there. We're adding our soil to it slowly but surely, re-amending that soil so it can start to grow its own ecosystem. Because a lot of soil, if it's not the right balance, it's dead.
Yeah.
It's like sand. It's just a substrate. It doesn't even have any nutritional value. And that's what happens. A lot of times you see, have you noticed soil lately is more of like a wood chip style soil?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like mulch. It's like, did I buy a bag of mulch? Like, what the fuck? You look at it, it doesn't look like soil like it used to, because now they're using that old wood chip. It's wood chip compost is what it's called, which is old mulch that didn't sell the last 2 years that we turned into this bag of soil, which is AKA trash.
Yeah,
and they're
noticed
selling
that.
it like
I kind of stopped. I could have swore last time I used like a fox spotter, like there was like wood chip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Ocean Forest, but
It's such a filler.
Yeah, they're cheaping out. But like yours, like honestly, I think the most expensive like thing for your soil is the cocoa core. I mean, like the cotton, cotton mill or
Cotton burr.
Cotton burr. There we go. That it's like pretty much left over from like harvest. So like, you probably get that pretty cheap. But like, I'm not saying like amendments are cheap, but I mean, you get it straight from the source.
It's more
at
the
a quality
time.
price. You're not using like cheap amendments, I have to say.
Well, yeah. When we do so we have the DNR license to recycle the waste of like the cotton burr waste. Instead of it ending up in landfills, we recycle it. Now, unfortunately, recycling waste does have its cost. You have to turn those piles. Like, imagine at home you have a small compost pile. You have to turn that pile so it doesn't become anaerobic.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that you have to deal with your compost. Well, with our soil, it's the same kind of deal. We're taking our soil and we're moving that compost. So you got machinery moving it, you got labor to doing that. Plus, when we bring it indoors into our indoor composting area, that's where the real magic happens, because we blow air underneath. We have these dryers that go through the pile, and that air blows in through the soil or through the compost, and that speeds up the composting process. It actually accelerates it by almost months. So that makes it even better, more microbial activity in that soil. And that's where we bring it inside, and then we'll use mycelia and inoculate that soil, so we have that natural mycelia, just like you would buy mycos or anything else that you'd be adding to it. We've already inoculated that soil, so now
to
we've
be honest, I think I
inoculated.
see some even through the
Mushrooms?
bag. I think I see some mycelia.
Yeah, and you'll notice with my soil, it's so different when you have it sitting in the bag. You said it's still sealed up, right?
Oh yeah.
When it was cold, did you notice it sweating?
Nah. It was like pretty warm here.
Oh, okay. So if it was cold And you like when it was like 30 degrees or 20 degrees, we had bags of soil sitting out in the shed, and those bags were sweating. The mycelia and the microbial life inside that soil is just, it's hot because it's moving around, it's doing shit. And that's what's interesting about living soil is why does what about living soil needs to be so hot that you can't grow a seedling in it? Because if it's growing and it's breaking down and it's dying and it's, eating itself and going through that process over time, that soil should be breaking down over time, not
Yeah.
so hot. But a lot of soils that they claim to be, in my opinion, are living soil or mineral additives, where they've just hit it with all these nutrients that they hope will last throughout the soil, which they don't. A lot of times they get washed out with just regular watering. I mean, if you add in a ton of minerals into the soil, you may get to a certain point. But I mean, have you messed with grow dots any?
No. The
You've
closest I
heard
got
of them
to
though.
the closest I got to grow. I mean, grow dots is more synthetic, but from the same company is recharge. That's about as close as I got.
Yeah. So they got things that they're trying to make that will last the whole time, but it's really hard just to take a soil that's not actually living and breaking down and make it last. We were growing tomatoes out of our butthead soil. Um, I don't know if I ever sent you pictures of that or not. I have to find some, but it's on YouTube. There's a couple buttheads videos on YouTube where we did a drone video through where the tomatoes were growing, and that was super cool because we just used water on those tomatoes. We didn't feed them. We wanted to see, it was an experiment. We were just curious what would happen if we just added, and only thing we added extra to them would have been some cow mag, a little bit of calcium supplement, because
Yeah.
when the tomatoes were growing at first, we had some bottom end rot, blossom end rot, and it was a little low on calcium, but that's a small macro, and we were growing in 5-gallon buckets. So we're growing in 5-gallon buckets. We probably had 600 tomato plants inside of this greenhouse we built. So what we were doing is we built actually, I only helped a little bit. Vince and his team, they built the greenhouse out there. That was awesome to see what they had done. They took a chicken house. So Tyson used to be in Missouri, and Tyson pulled out of Missouri. So when Tyson left, it left all these farmers that owned these chicken houses that rented them to Tyson. They don't have any business now. And what are you going to use this chicken house for? So these guys came up with this idea, and they're still working on it, where they're taking these chicken houses and they're taking the roofs off of them and turn them into greenhouses. It's the whole
Damn.
thing, but they're not growing them in the ground. They're growing them on raised trays on tables in 5-gallon buckets. So
Oh.
they're not on the ground. They're in 5-gallon buckets on tables, and they have them on drip irrigation. And so that was super interesting how that went down. And they had all these tomatoes in there. They're growing in natural light, and it was comfortable. It was like when I did the video in there with the guy with the drones, Johnny was with me, and that was, I want to say July. So it was a pretty hot day. It might have been June or July. And it was comfortable. Like you could stay in there all day in that chicken house, because the way have you ever been in a chicken house?
Oh fuck yeah! It's super hot and humid.
Well, but they got those big fans at the ass end of them. You know what I'm saying? And they kick those fucking fans on, and it's like a constant breeze right through there. And now that there's no fucking chickens in there, it doesn't stink like shit all the time. See, the chickens were nasty as hell.
I've
So
been in a hen house or two, and it smelled like shit. I mean, I've never been in like a commercial chicken house, but just even like hen house out in like the backyard, it smelled like shit and was hot.
oh yeah, oh absolutely. Yeah, these commercial ones, they're pretty cool. They have radiators built into the walls of the chicken house where the fans are. And basically they run water through these radiators
Oh
and
shit!
cool air in through the radiator to cool the chicken house. because chickens can't get too hot, they'll die. So they keep it air conditioned using radiated radiators. And it's such a genius idea. It's amazing that us as society we don't use things like that for our homes. Like, you remember the old attic fan?
Yeah, you're making me feel old, dude.
Right, right. So I got one in my
Yeah,
house. I got an older house. My house was built in the 60s. It's badass. I
yeah,
smoke weed up in here, man. I fucking turn the fan on. Weed gone. It's great. Fan was coming for Christmas, So, but no, the attic fan's kind of the same concept, kicking a fan on, sucking all the air in. These chicken houses use these exhaust fans with these radiators, and we didn't have a radiator in front of our attic fan at home, but these people have these radiators in front of them, and that cools the place down. It was like 70 degrees, and when it was like 100 degrees outside, it was comfortable.
Damn.
And Missouri has a lot of water. That's the thing about Missouri that's special. We have that access to that aquifer underground where we have, thousands and thousands of gallons of water. And so we don't have a shortage of cold water to run through a radiator. So it's not a problem.
Y'all
Them
got
chicken houses, they're pretty cool.
Creeks too.
Yeah, if you ever come down, Carbondale, you're still an hour away, but we could still cut over here if you ever wanted to come check it out.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, I drove from freaking Wichita to San Francisco nonstop like years ago.
Oh yeah, we can.
Oh, and then Wichita to fucking Cape Cod nonstop. So years ago.
When they're going to get some more tomatoes going and get that grow house going some more. Once they get it going, I'll take you by there and show you. It's pretty crazy. It's super interesting, the concept of instead of using so much energy, you're using natural sunlight and you're using water to cool down the air so you can have the optimal growing temperature for your plants, just like we do growing weed, where we have that VPD and it's set exactly where we want it. Indoor growing, that's the benefit of it. Well, except the AC bill. But if you didn't have that bad of an AC bill because you're using radiators, right? It'd be a different concept in greenhouses.
I could definitely in the future see people switching from indoor to greenhouse, and if they really want kind of like an indoor, they can throw in like mixed lighting,
Yeah,
but
they tried. I know they tried some LED lighting with it. The problem that they were running into, it seemed like, with it was the UV on the lights. It's just from above. Like, they were having problems with that, tearing up some of the plastic stuff on, because the roof is completely uncovered. So you got to use special protection on that.
Oh shit! So you can do like under canopy lighting with like a Faven or something, yeah.
So yeah, there was different things they tried to do. They had this one thing. It was pretty neat. It was a grid, and it was set up, and it had a bunch of these little bulbs. It looked like little discs, and they were just a bunch of little discs, and they went across there because they don't want to block the sunlight. So they got to think of different ways to distribute that LED. So when it's not on, they can just kick a machine on and it lowers it down where they want it, and then the lights kick on after the sunlight leaves. So they get that exact light cycle that they want.
Damn,
yeah,
that's pretty a bit more complex than I ever done. I just say HPS like in a greenhouse.
Oh yeah, well. HPS is nice. It has a lot of benefits, especially when it comes to outdoor greenhouses when you're dealing with UV, because they can handle a lot more damage.
In the cold, using for is the cold.
Oh yeah, you don't have a ballast sitting on top of it. You have the ballast sitting off by itself somewhere else. It's just the light that's up there, So it's a whole different deal.
Dang. On the soil, I was wondering because there's only so I figured the compost. I was kind of worried about. Because I did see from seedling the flower, so I was like, man, can we do seeds? Which it'll pop. I wasn't sure because I keep thinking of shit back in the ocean forest where it's just too hot.
Oh, it's so hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what was that? Soho?
Oh, Sohum?
Sohum.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was hot. it came with another bag, and there was I think there was one. Damn, I can't remember the name of it now. There was a nutrient company too. They did nutrients and soil. It was liquid nutrients. Nectar of the Gods.
Did
Is
they do
that?
the nectar of the gods do like a soil? Because I always thought that was
I
just
thought
like
they did. Now they're not in business anymore, are they? I thought they went out of business.
I haven't heard of them in quite a while.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
heard. I thought
years.
they did too, because I used to be able to buy them, with my store. But there's so much shit now. Whenever you go looking to buy stuff for your grocery store and different stuff that used to be there, that's not there anymore. It's weird
Is
because
Turpinator still a thing from way back in the day?
so Turbinator's still around.
Holy shit.
So they don't do a whole lot. They just do like the Turpinator and the Perpinator, and I think that's it. I don't even think they even do any other fertilizers, and that's just a PGR is what it is.
It is.
I mean that's all that is. It's a growth enhancer. I don't even know if that's a. I don't think Turpinator. I think it's synthetic, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all
Yeah, I thought.
synthetic.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah. There's nothing organic about that. The
Nowadays, dude,
name.
like if I grow like indoor, like I used to mix my own soil, but now I would just like get like, build a soil 3.0 or something
So
from Kiss
build a soil. I
Organics.
like their stuff. They have some pretty good soil.
Now I'm gonna
Uh,
use you.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's just a different. Build a
Yeah, yeah.
soil likes perlite. He
Oh yeah.
uses a lot of perlite in his soil. Nothing wrong with perlite. It's just a different concept. My
Yeah.
soil, you don't have to see no perlite. It's just a little different. But yeah, I've used build a soil myself. I like them. They
No,
have
Bill
great
Soil
soil.
works. Jeremy's the shit.
Oh, dude,
And Tab from
amazing, smart dude.
Kiss Organics a good guy too.
So that's what Chad was telling me about Kiss Organics
Yeah.
when I met Chad down in at MJ Biz. But I want to try their soil. I'm curious. I need to get in touch with that guy, that Kiss guy.
Do you have him on
Because
LinkedIn? Because he's on there.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to look him up because I'm always interested in learning and meeting different people. There's so many amazing soils and styles and mixes and shit, anything with cannabis. There's so much out there you can learn.
So what have you grown with like your soil? Because obviously, if you grow cannabis, you can grow tomatoes and peppers and also cucumbers. But what else have you like grown with it? Like squash or zucchini? Or
So what haven't I grown with it? That's
there
the
we
one.
go. All right,
Okay.
that's what I love to
So
hear.
I've grown a lot of shit in this soil. So for fun. I work with Glass Gardens by Stacy, their plant store in Jackson, Missouri. Awesome people. They get badass exotic plants. They know their shit. Definitely check them out. If you're down this way, man, you would love them. But these guys, we because we work together, I have access to these. I love plants, so now my house looks like botanical gardens because I have all these tropical fucking plants in my house. And I have a banana tree, a friggin' pineapples, all that shit out here,
Oh shit!
And oh, I love all these plants. I have put fruit trees. I have put fruits. I have put strawberries in butthead soil. I have put aloe in it. I have put zinnias. I have seen some flowers. I think it wasn't zinnias. It was maybe a type of daisy or something. The guy was planting, but it was a little bit too hot for it, I think. But the soil is not very hot, and for most seedlings, that it does fine. Vegetables, it does fine. The only time I've ever seen it burn anything was this one type of flower, and it was the only time I ever seen it. And it was the customer that did it. It could have been the soil. It could have been maybe who knows what it was. There's 1,000 things that could have happened to those seeds.
Dude, that's so cool, man. Because like whenever I do see soils, like since like you can do seedling to flower, I get like a little bit nervous, like in early stages, you know.
It's a different concept
Yeah,
with growing by letting the compost do its work. It's an age old concept of using compost, and basically the compost eats the core, and it eats the core and dissolves it and turns that into more nutrients over time, which it does take some time. Out here on my porch, I have plants that I put out every year. I probably have 20 pots out there. Those pots are full of butthead soil. A lot of that soil is 5 years, 6 years old. And what I do is what every year I'll go out there and I'll bring some fresh bags and I'll re-amend them and I'll fluff them up and mix in some fresh soil and compost into it. And then I might add some like 444 or like Royal Gold has an all-purpose. It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
555. I use it a lot. I'll take that 555 and take a few cups of that, put it out there in the big pots and work it into my soil, get it water it in real good, and then pots are ready to go. I'll probably plant cannabis outdoors in those pots. I usually wait till late May here just because I've tried to put it out there earlier. Fuck that. All you do, I mean, you'll
I thought
grow a
Mother's
bigger.
Day is usually like kind of like here, like kind of like the. I mean, I could put it out a little bit earlier in Oklahoma and stuff, just because it gets hot as fuck out there.
Yeah,
But like for like when I do like my vegetables, I kind of go about Mother's Day. So you wake up about the end of.
yeah. Mother's Day's a good
I mean,
one.
you're
That's
kind
a
of in
mid
the
May.
mountains a little bit though, where you're at.
Yeah. Well, just before May, like some guys I see them putting cannabis outdoors now. If you put any cannabis outdoors right now, it's going to go into flower. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
happens. And what
Oh
happens
yeah.
is especially if it's a photo period. Now, if you got autos, well, fuck, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter then. I mean, that's a mute point. But with photophobic plants that are going to react with the light, they are going to flower. And every time you do that, everybody I see that does that, they get this fucking mutant looking motherfucker. it's and it stunts the growth of the plant. Their
With
plant gets
flowers, and it'll re-veg and just kind of look
it has to
stuff.
re-veg and it slows it down.
Stresses
I
out their herms, all that, you know.
Yeah, I did a whole thing. We did an experiment where we took one plant, put it out there like I think it was like early May, and then we took another plant we put out there late May. And the one that we put out there later actually grew bigger and better buds than the one that we put out there earlier because the stress of it. And even though it didn't completely like if you put out there early April, oh, you're gonna have a fucking half flowering plant by the end of May, when it goes back into re-veg. But this plant here wasn't too bad. It didn't go into flower that far, but it still stunted it. Just that time it took to kind of get it reacclimated back to the right light cycle.
Damn. I
Yeah.
got a question about cotton burr. Is there anything that
Yeah.
makes like cotton burr compost unique to say like something you put like some leaves and your table scraps in?
So cotton burr compost is a little more unique for us than using just like a grass clipping compost or
Yeah.
a hay compost or something like that. So the cotton plant itself is a very interesting plant in that it has some cool properties to it, kind of like hemp. Hemp has the property where it takes up a lot of the nutrients into the plant and holds it into the buds, correct? So the cotton plant takes a lot of that nutrient and holds it into the cotton burr itself. So when you're breaking down that cotton burr, it has a lot of that nutrient from the plant. So you're able to use a compost that's breaking down that's full of nutrients, essentially. You're just getting more nutrients in the long run, especially prolonged, than you would from just like a nitrogen based soil, like say if you had lawn clippings. Grass clippings are great. They're a little higher in nitrogen usually than other things. Using the cotton burr compost, we're able to have more phosphorus, and that's makes for us a better soil for the flower on the back end. Those nutrients are stored in the soil, and those released later in the plant's life cycle. So that's why we're able to let that plant grow. That's why those tomatoes were able to grow in the soil without having to pump them full of feed the whole time.
Nice. Man, just like what I'm seeing you do for the community, and you're blowing up on LinkedIn, and I'm really excited to try your soil. Just like, how did you just come up with the idea? Just like, how did you go about just coming up with the idea? Because I was like cotton burr, and even throwing like some cocoa core and like a living soil, and like your soil has fucking mycelium in it. I might just go grab a bag and just show. Like,
Oh,
you have,
once you open it,
microbes in there.
dude, once you open it and you let a little oxygen, have you ever grown mushrooms?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, so you know how you
I'm
got
a
to let oxygen.
microbiologist. My background's in
Oh, shit.
microbiology.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
breed.
my bad, my bad, my bad. I
Oh,
mean,
fuck yeah, dude.
but mushrooms, whenever
we
you,
have a fungi channel called Myconuts.
yes, yes, sorry, yes. So
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. So whenever you open mushrooms up, you allow oxygen into them, and mushrooms react differently to oxygen than what we do. So mushrooms eat oxygen and produce CO2. So because of that, when you open that bag of soil and you use a little bit of it and you kind of wrap it back up, you pretty much made your own inoculated soil. So that's something else I've grown in my soil is mushrooms. Mushrooms will grow in fruit and cap, the whole nine. I actually even know people that have taken my soil, pasteurized it, and used it as substrate to grow their own type of mushrooms in it. That's pretty neat. Where they
Damn.
kind of heat it up and put boiling water in it and kill anything in it. So that's pretty neat. That way they don't get any mycelia that's cross-contaminated into their mycelia they're going to put into
Yeah,
it.
get some mold on there.
Yeah, yeah. So but it's super
It does have
interesting.
cocoa core in it.
The coconut core
That's
and using the fiber part, I when you come down, you got to check out how we make the core. There's a video on there. It kind of shows a little bit on YouTube. You have to check it out sometime. But when we make that cocoa core, it goes through this panel machine, and it's got this big vibrating floor on it with this grate, and that core just vibrates at like fucking 100,000 RPMs, and it's just vibrating, and that core is separating from the pith, and it's separating from the fiber, and it goes two separate places, and that's how we make the soil. Because we take that spongy material, that dusty, spongy material. You know, if you ever make soil core out of a block, you ever taken it and soaking it in water and
way back in the day. Yeah,
and
yeah,
busting
yeah.
that shit
pH.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like if you're a dumbass like I was when the first time I found it and used it, I'm taking water and just pouring little water on it and thinking it's gonna do. You gotta soak it in a fucking tub of water.
You got pH it
Pouring
and all
water,
that.
using a water bottle ain't gonna do shit for you.
Oh, yeah.
But
Last time I used cocoa was actually Mother's Earth, like
yeah,
way back in the
now
day.
that's already loose. That's pre-fluffed, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's nice. I like pre-fluffed. I don't want to bust that shit up.
Hang
Fuck
on,
that.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
All right.
grab your soil.
Yeah, yeah.
I might grab something to open it up, but actually, I can. Do I need a knife to open this up? I'm just gonna show people, but it's all nice and fluffy.
Oh yeah. So we use a clear bag for a reason. So a lot of soil companies they use you can't see the soil. It's got a bunch of bullshit on it. A fish or some kind of animal. I wanted to be as transparent as possible, literally.
Keep talking.
So
We're gonna open it real quick.
so you want to grow some mushrooms.
Oh, for this, I think I'm just gonna grow produce.
No, I'm just joking. Once you open it, you'll get that oxygen and it'll start
Oh
growing
yeah,
some
yeah.
mushrooms.
I could. Oh yeah, there we go.
You smell it? That that old earth smell? That
Mm-hmm.
that like it's like that forest smell.
Definitely smells like the forest. Smells like if I
Exactly.
dug in the Ozarks a bit.
Yeah, yeah. That like that mycelia smell. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's that compost, man, dude. You'll love that stuff. So the cool thing about it is since we use that fiber that way, it's so fluffy, it's so airy. You feel and it's so light.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's
think about
super
the
light.
weight of that compared to a bag of I
I
don't
thought it
know,
was fucking
bromate.
Pete there for a second. I forgot like how light it was.
Yeah. Oh, it's so light. It's so light. So that's what's so special about it is we don't add moisture to the soil for a reason. You have access to water, of course, if you're growing cannabis, so you're not going to be able to grow cannabis without water. So what we think is our customers, we tell them, we'll send you the bag. Just make sure to hydrate your soil when you get it into your pot before you put your plant. And what I mean by that is what all you do is when you fill your soil in your pot, take you some water, like your water pitcher or whatever your water source is, and water that plant. Get it wet. I recommend putting in, a couple cups of water at a time. See how it absorbs it. I do my pots. I do fabric pots in a tray. When I water in those pots, that water will come out in the tray, and then the soil will re-suck it back up into the plant. Because the soil, since it's coconut coir, it absorbs that soil back into it. I mean, that water back into the soil. Sorry, and that makes a huge difference. So with our soil, we've learned that shipping it lighter, one is nice for the person that's got to carry that shit down in the basement because that sucks carrying heavy ass soil down the steps. And then if you're like me, I've thrown it like not through it, but where you like let it roll. When
Yeah,
back
yeah.
when we had that heavy fucking like I used to use 707 from Roots Organic. You ever use that?
No, but I know what it is, man.
It's good shit.
Never
It's
noticed
not
that.
bad. So back in the day, I'd get them big ass fucking bells at 707. I'd be fucking taking them downstairs. And I used to try to roll them down the stairs. Dude, I remember one time it fucking busted. Fucking soul and fucking everywhere. It was bad.
Damn.
It was bad, man. But yeah, it was it's been awesome being able to ship soil this lighter way. And then that savings that is for the customer. We pass those savings along to the customer so they don't have to worry about the high cost of the shipping for that soil because of the weight. When you go on Amazon and you try to buy a bag of soil, it's astronomical because
Oh,
of how
oh
much
yeah.
it costs to ship a single bag of soil. It's crazy.
Shipping's almost as much as the soil.
And we ship ours. You got ours in a box, correct?
Yeah.
So you like that protects the bag. Think of another way that would ship better than that. I love it shipped that way better than even you shipping it on a pallet. It's shipped protected in a cardboard box.
Yeah, that was
So
cool when I saw that. I thought it was gonna show up like wrapped in plastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. When it comes to soil, it's a weird thing to ship, but soil is the most important foundation of your grow. I don't care what you're growing. Tomatoes, peppers, weed, whatever you're growing, tomatoes are that. I mean, tomatoes. Soil is that foundation for those tomatoes. And if you don't have a quality soil or a quality foundation, you're going to have problems with your plants later on, like blight.
Oh yeah. Man, so like I was like it's cool because like honestly man like what like just growing up and even until like the last couple of years like when I hear like cocoa I always automatically thought hydroponics but this is actually living you know
So we
there's
do a
mycelium like everywhere because I think like oh hey I'm gonna use like like 3-part general hydroponic like my cocoa but
yeah,
like
yeah.
this just water it and later on throw like some Gaia green on it and you're ready to go.
We do a living hydroponics where we do bubble buckets with the living soil. And
Oh,
that's
okay.
another way that we've done it, and it's cut back on disease and stuff. It's been pretty interesting using those natural compost and microbial life inside the soil, inside the core. And that's what we use. We use that compost soil in the bubble buckets, and it's done great. We had peppers growing all winter in it. We
Really?
did a little experiment. Yeah, we were like, let's see if we can do it without feeding it. When you grow hydroponics, you're feeding it every week, right?
Oh yeah.
You're having to hit it with nutrients all the time. We added nutrient wise to the water was some silica and a little bit of CalMag and a little bit of fish shit, not even a lot of fish shit. And that lasted all winter, just adding those little nutrients. And it was mainly eating off it was growing fucking peppers.
Damn.
That's what was crazy. With the soil, it was eating the soil, the compost in the soil. Some of the roots were eating up top, and then some of the roots were drinking down. It was a really interesting. We just transplanted that pepper plant in the community garden from last year. It's pretty cool.
So, given that it is cocoa, like you said, you do like it is cocoa, so obviously it takes up calcium, magnesium. Has magnesium been all right for you, or?
So we haven't had too many problems with magnesium. We have had to add calcium before. Um, Now, when we do that, we usually add CalMag. So if there was a little bit of a magnesium deficiency, that would have fixed it. But we have seen before, like sometimes you do need to add a little bit of calcium, but that's normal depending on what kind of water you're using. I mean, I'm using RO water. Some
Oh
people
shit!
use
Out here
tap
in the Midwest, it's
water,
all bicarbonate water, so that shit you'll have no
bicarbonate
problem,
water.
man.
Yeah,
It's all
so
carbonates.
yeah, so some water's got different things in it that's going to affect you differently. Of course, your soil will react differently to the water source that you give it. Just bear that in mind when you're growing with it. But that's any substrate that you use. You
Yeah.
gotta play with it a little bit. But the core is nice that it does naturally pH the water.
Oh yeah. That's um, like I do have to admit though, like whenever I grow living soil, I'm gonna be honest, I never fucking pH the water like ever.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
It's
I
like
don't either.
I mean, like the Brita filter. That's about as hardcore as I go. I'm not going to get like distilled water, RO water, and just like
No,
what?
yeah.
I'll let the substrate and the microbes take care of that shit. I'm just lazy as fuck. Keep it simple.
Well, especially a garden. I mean, cannabis, I get cannabis. You want to put a little more or do different things with that.
Oh
But
shit, no,
especially,
I do the same thing.
yeah,
Same thing
that's
for me.
awesome. But when you think about like a garden, like when we grow these tomatoes and peppers out there in the community garden, we're using the living soil. We're just using tap water, and it does great. Tons of vegetables come out of that fucking thing. And it's another thing. It's so interesting when you see like people, friends of mine that I know, they'll come to me and they'll show me like their tomato plants. And they're like, why I grew two tomatoes? What the fuck? What did I do wrong? And I'll tell them like, what are you growing it in? Either a pot too small or the wrong kind of substrate. Or you're growing it in like the clay. It's right. you gotta you gotta put it in some good soil. That makes a huge difference.
Oh, speaking of clay, have you used your soil? I can see you using your soil to kind of help build up like organic matter and like clay. Because like say like Oklahoma, there's a lot of fucking clay.
Oh, Missouri. It's
And
clay as fuck here. Yeah, especially where we're at. So here in Jackson, we're kind of north of the Boot Hill a little bit. So the Boot Hill's more sand. It's just sandy as fuck. But here it's more clay because we're a little bit going more north. That clay is a bitch to grow in. The best thing that we've done with it is if we do use our soil for like transplanting trees and whatnot, the mycelia help break up the clay once it grows out. You can also add some gypsum. That helps too with clay.
well, where I grew up back in the day, we do gorilla grows in Kansas. It's a nice sandy loam, so you can just plant that
Ah,
motherfucker in the ground and
Florida's
just
like that too, man. My buddy grows in Florida and it's like, it's fucking nice. It's so sandy.
Florida get that crippy.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
my
have,
one buddy, he's going to something. Have you heard of that? It's in Spain.
oh, Spanibus, or to talk about,
Spannabis.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I never been, but I need to go. I wish it was still in Barcelona because like I'm a huge FC Barcelona fan. But
Yeah.
Bilbao looks real pretty. I'll go Bilbao.
Yeah. It looks nice. Yeah, he's going up there. He's going to be up there for I guess he's going to be there the whole time. But yeah, that's going to be nice. Well, I think that we're going to go to Mocanicon. That's coming up. Um, I don't know about MJ BizCon. I don't know if we're going to do that again this year or not. I'm kind of kicking that back and forth. Are you
Uh,
going to go this year?
I don't know. I didn't go
Did you hear
last
about
year.
last year?
I heard it was a little bit empty and like they were kind
It
of
was so
cracking down on
weird.
people smoking.
Well, so yeah, and like so when we went back before, um, when they changed this whole hemp ban that's going to go into effect in November, and that's been a whole weird deal. And we were talking about this earlier. Since this hemp ban has went into effect, that they're talking about, and now Missouri has voted its own separate hemp ban that's going to go into effect in November. Those things have changed the climate around cannabis, and even places like me, like grocery stores. So that also, I think, is against seeds. And from what I understand, it is seeds that can grow a plant that contains THC are now illegal.
Yep.
And so grow
Clones
shops
is the
and
only way around it, man.
yeah, yeah.
But
And
yeah, now
that's just for
fucking,
now. And that's still a gray area because
oh yeah.
technically a clone is specified under the Missouri cannabis law, for cultivation, that you're only able to have three, or no, six. I'm sorry, six. You can have six seedlings or clones, so to speak. Tissue culture.
Even
Now
TC.
that's the way to get around it because now that's not even a fucking plant.
Nope.
You know, I mean, that's not a nothing. That's just a piece of tissue.
I know some guys already doing tissue culture. They had it planned out years ago, and actually some people on our friends of the show. They haven't got it up and running yet, but like there's some old school like cultivators, so they had like a lot of unique cuts. And I don't know what it was, but they were predicting the future, and they've the Grateful Head. I think Kev Jodry's part of it, and shit, Skunk VA I think is, and fuck, I can't remember his name. Kind of high right now, but anyway, this is
Yeah,
years
me
ago.
too.
They're like thinking about shipping it out on TC, but it turns out, years later, like that literally might be the only model. Is
Well, because
TC.
if they change the whole aspect of it, I mean, grow shops you'll have to get a refrigerator and you'll have to carry tissue cultures. But that's not the end of the world. And tissue cultures are amazing too. You can do a lot with tissue cultures. Have you ever heard of Sensi Starts?
I'm sorry. I've heard
Sensi,
Cincy Star.
no, there's a company out of St. Louis. It's called Sensi Starts, and they have came down and taught some intro to tissue culture classes, where we've learned how to take tissue culture and different aspects of it and what they're looking for. That's been awesome to be a part of. Maybe sometime I could get Chad on here and you could talk to him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I did some
Yeah.
TC in the past. The stuff I've been really interested in, which it's out of my skill set, is like a meristem for like just having like a clean stock.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So that's really interesting how they get that meristem. Have you ever watched them get that?
I know the process, but like I've seen it with like other plants, but not cannabis, and it just looks like you could fuck up so much.
Oh, dude, that right there is that person
You have to
that
be
has that.
precise.
Yeah, like the 1 million magnification, and you're just really just peeling off that little bit of tissue until you get to that meristem.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Because like the way it is like the in the meristem, the cells like um, they proliferate quicker than like say like HVLD or whatever pathogen, and that's like the way we can get it. But like you said, man, you have to be precise, and it's under like holy shit magnification. It's way
Yeah,
out my skill set.
it was neat.
But like,
I didn't do it, but a couple of the guys in our group did. They were part of teaching and learning how to do it. I was,
traditional TC, I feel more comfortable with, and like that is the future, man.
yeah, oh
I
yeah,
mean, I'm pro
100%.
seed, 100% seeds is like my thing, but
Well,
fuck,
seeds are important. I don't think
they have the
even
best vigor and like
there was always a black market back in the day. There
Oh yeah,
always
yeah,
will
yeah,
be a
yeah.
black market in seeds.
Can we
I
just
don't
call
think
it a
that'll ever
novelty
be.
item? Could it,
Yeah, yeah,
a novelty item.
novelty, and
Use it.
it'll go back to that whole
Yeah.
thing. You remember back in the day when you used to buy seeds and they put them in the edge of the CD case.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You remember that? And they were like, "What the fuck?"
Damn.
That man, that shit was that brings me back, man. But
Well,
yeah, seeds will never go away because people will still be herming and weed and seeding that shit out and learning how to seed.
I'm
I
just
mean,
worried about some of these breeders, man. Cause like,
oh,
fuck,
like the pollen chuckers.
pollen checking. I
Yeah,
used to do pollen checking, just hoping, but like,
and that's
even people
cool.
just
There's nothing wrong with that, you know.
no, like, but like, just like releasing like seeds so people can breed with them. Like it's like when you order from someone, it's like, oh hey, we have this cut, we could sell to you. As well, like you have seeds, you could sell them to be like a lot more diversity. As with like a clone or like TC, it's just like you get whatever we give you.
Right.
If you have something
Yeah.
that's like we don't know what phenotype this is or we're expecting it, we'll just have it. But like as with seeds, you have like a lot more to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really interesting when in Missouri they've had some weird shit happen this year over seeds. So the cannabis industry, did you hear about the cannabis industry getting fined
In
here in
Mizzou.
Missouri? No, Missouri.
Oh yeah.
You heard
Oh,
about
sorry,
that?
we call it Mizzou.
Yeah, Mizzou. Ah, I got you. I got you. So codes, they got fined $500,000 because they were using genetics that the Immaculate Conception Law in Missouri is those genetics have to come from Missouri and be
Oh
made
yeah,
in
yeah, I
Missouri.
heard about that.
So they were buying genetics, dude, some fucking expensive genetics. And they weren't buying just like, what we would buy a 3-pack or a 6-pack. They were buying hundo packs of the fucking seeds. Spent thousands and thousands of dollars. My
Oh,
buddy, he was telling me, he's like, dude, we got the order. We had to go and fucking just throw all those fucking seeds away.
were they like fem regular or just
Oh, feminized, fucking you know, Gen Gen 5. I mean, just badass seeds that they had. They had to throw them away because they weren't made in Missouri. They
damn?
bought them from like Cali or they bought them from Colorado, and they had them shipped in here. And it's like Jesus Christ, that just hurts just thinking about them throwing all those seeds away. But they got fined on top of the seeds $500,000, so it made a big difference.
Is there like a big TC company or big clone nursery or something in Missouri by any chance?
So I know there is some different
Like
ones that
lobbying for the seed thing or the Immaculate Conception thing? Is there somebody
so
like the Mocan trade group or whatever?
there's not as many breeders as you would think that are doing that yet. Now they are definitely putting more work into that. But there was a certain amount of time that they had to bring certain genetics, get them ready for Missouri. And once that was the genetics that had to be used in Missouri. Unfortunately, what happens is you just get those few basic strains. The problem is they're having to go through different channels to be able to bring in new genetics. It's easier just to buy the seeds from ABC and have that special genetic, and then you got this great genetic that you can use, and you don't have to do shit. Now they're going to have to open breeding facilities. Think of the extra money that they're going to have to spend building because you know how breeding works. That's a separate facility. You can't even have it near your mother's. It has to be
Oh no.
completely away from everything.
I did see like some facilities like, yeah, we got a breeding room. I was like, no.
In the facility?
No.
No
I don't care
shit.
how fucking
Really?
like. No, I've seen some facilities like, you know, they have their
That's
R&D
crazy.
room.
That's crazy.
No.
Dude, pollen gets everywhere.
I was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. You're it gets everywhere. It's like, no, we dose it.
In
And I was
your
like, no.
hair, on you, you
No, I
breathe
can't
it
tell you how many
in.
facilities I'd be in where like, oh yeah, we're doing the R&D, you know, or pheno hunting, sorry, breeding room. No, dude, you'd be surprised. Like same fucking facility, like massive facility. And
That's
it's just like, dude,
crazy.
and they have it's like, dude, I don't fucking care. You're not pollen gets everywhere. You know,
Now,
like
you said you spent some time in Oklahoma.
oh yeah. I still
You
bounce
go,
back. Like up here in Kansas, I do industrial hemp and I teach. So
okay.
like I got to play it safe. But
Yeah.
down in Oklahoma, I do like consulting work, and I got a buddy has a grow and a dispo.
Dude, that place is awesome. I have a
Oh, dude, they're
friend that
cracking down hard in Oklahoma.
that's what I heard. My friend has a
Hard.
grow down there, but
They're trying to put it back up, to like vote on it to get rid of
to make it
medical.
illegal. Yeah, completely. It's
Now, as soon as I
crazy.
saw they got rid of deli style, I was like, man, these motherfuckers are be cracking down hard, and they are. They
Yeah.
extended the moratorium where like no one can open up like a new or get like a new license. They went pre-packaged. You now have to register with the state just to be able to work in the industry. There's been some other shady things going on, like renewal for like licenses and stuff, but like the OMA, which is like the state regulatory body, is taking their sweet fucking time, so people are falling out of compliance.
Oh yeah. Well, how much does it
They're not.
cost to stay in compliance?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
How much money it costs a farmer to stay in compliance, waiting for
Oh,
regulation?
fucking more money, and like honestly, like just staying in compliance, shit tons of money. But like if your license doesn't go through, you can't sell shit. So there's some people that just have shit sitting on shelves for months and months and months, and a lot of these are mom and pops, you know. So you have shit sitting on the shelf for like 6 months. You know, you're fucking going under.
Yeah.
No, Oklahoma, they're cracking down hard.
Yeah.
But
It's that's changed so much. I went to Oklahoma, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. We this is a funny story. That we went up there to Oklahoma and met with some different guys back when they first got medical licenses and were growing. There was like 1,500 fucking cultivation facilities. It was insane. They were everywhere.
oh,
And
it
we
was amazing time, man.
It's amazing. It was crazy. So I met this guy. He called us at Buttheadz. He was like, "Hey, want to try some of your soil?" So we went down there and he bought some soil. We took him we just drove it up to him because it was quite a bit of soil. And we drove up there and we met him. And he comes out and this dude, like, he looked like he stepped right out of a Tommy Chong movie. And I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "What's up, man?" He was like some old head grower from fucking Murder Mountain, like California. Like, that's what he said. Like,
Change of scenery.
oh yeah. He said they came down because of the 1,500. It was like, I don't even know if it was $1,500. It was fucking cheap. Whatever
Oh,
he
they
said.
open up 2,500 for a license.
2,500. It was nothing. $2,500.
California, hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Missouri's millions of dollars license to go for in Missouri. It's insane. It's fucking crazy.
Sounds like Florida.
2,500. Oh yeah, Missouri keeps their shit tight. The micro dispensaries just recently finally opened up. It's took months.
All right, has that's been going on for like years though? Yeah, where they've been trying to open some micro.
It's been going on for years, but the dispensaries have been closed forever.
Okay, and there's like a social equity thing in the zoo too, wasn't there? Like an issue?
Yeah, it's part of it, but it's still not 100%. It was supposed to be for more areas that were affected by cannabis, like people that have been arrested for cannabis, people that, maybe their area was, hurt from that, more. But a lot of what happened was corporations or rich people would buy up all the fucking licenses, and then they would have all the licenses. Like, it was crazy. There was this one guy. It was one company. It bought out, had 15 or 20 people apply for the lottery, and it's $1,500 a person to apply for the lottery. But you could apply for the same place. Like say like we had a James dispensary and an Eric dispensary, but me and you got like all of our friends, and we gave $1,500, and they put in on the lottery. Well, if you have more money than me, you're going to have common sense more lottery entries than I do, so it ain't going to matter.
Was that the gosh darn it? I think they went out of business, but they did vapes. Gosh darn it. Started with like a D or something. It was like this vape company. It was this like rich guy. He started like the Mocan Trade Association.
Yeah, that changed. Now that's all different now. The
This guy was like, I
Mocana
can't remember
tree.
the name. Like he was a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
God damn, what was his name? I
Did
can't forget.
wasn't he part involved in the Flora Farms thing too?
Yeah, no, he was a criminal, man.
Because there was a whole deal like they were growing cannabis back when cannabis first went legal, and it was like the mafia was involved in it. It was all fucking crazy.
And they were like all in with like the governor at the time and shit.
Yeah, and it was like the dude took like I remember my friend. I've had owning a grow shop all these years. I've had so many different friends that work in cultivation facilities I've met, and that dude told me they used a fucking helicopter because you remember I told you here in Missouri it rains, right? So these fuckers, they just took cannabis and they planted it out in the field like you would corn. Like they didn't have any plan for keeping it out of the rain. So like when we grow it outside, we would do high tunnels so that like we talked about earlier, you can pull the plastic over it when you need it, take the plastic off when you don't need it. Well, these guys, they didn't do that. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So they just plant all this cannabis. They try to use a fucking helicopter to dry the fucking cannabis.
What?
Yeah, dude. I
What?
ain't making this shit up. It's a true story. They rented a fucking helicopter. Then they were like, because
Wait, so they didn't even chopped it? They just hovered a helicopter over it?
it was the plants for standing. It had rained a lot. We had rain for like 3 or 4 days straight. So they were worried about bud rot.
Oh,
And
they're just
so
getting the water off of it. But
they were trying to get the water off of them. So the dude was like, we'll just get a helicopter and I'll fly a helicopter over the plants and the wind, like in the like Apocalypse Now, you see the grass blowing, that'll definitely dry the Yeah, dude, he killed whole harvests of cannabis, dude. Like he was worried about bud rot. He snapped them off at like week 6, week 7. They were not ready to come
That's
down
like some
yet.
cartel shit.
Yeah, dude, who the fuck even thinks like that? Like, hey, we'll just get a jet, fuck it. We'll just have a plane fly over it a few times. Like it was a crazy deal, but they used a helicopter, and it cost them millions of dollars because of the loss of the cannabis. They said they lost that whole outdoor harvest. It was everything, lost it all. It was bad.
That's
That's
like
what
the
caused them to go
craziest
under.
and dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Holy
I've
shit.
heard some crazy stories, but yeah, that one was nuts. But yeah, regulation since the hemp act, that they're passing, the one that's going, and when it goes in November, that's going to be an interesting time. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to cannabis and outdoor. Have you seen where Independence, Missouri is put on the ballot to make public consumption illegal? Did you see that the other day? So I seen on the news that Independence, Missouri was putting on the ballot about making public consumption cannabis illegal. So Missouri doesn't really condone public consumption in a sense on public property. So like the city park, you can't go to the city park and smoke a joint. You're not supposed to. But if you're at a private venue like the drive-in, you can smoke
Dude,
weed
I
there.
really wish I could go to that.
But
Sounds like
you know
the
what I
most
mean?
awesome thing ever.
It's a whole different atmosphere.
Can you like
My,
go to like a like in Oklahoma, like anywhere you can smoke a cigarette, you can smoke weed. So like usually just go on the bar patio, restaurant patio, and spark up. Is it that way in Mizzou or Missouri? Sorry, I grew up in Kansas, so we always called
no.
Missouri
It's good.
Mizzou.
When I hear Mizzou, I think of Columbia. That's all. So
Go Tigers!
it depends. Yeah, right. They got a good team. That's a good football team. We still got them. With the way things have changed now, I don't know. Used to be, it was depending on the business. Like there were some businesses we go to, like there's a winery, a local winery. It's called Hunter Valley Winery. It's around here. Lady's cool as fuck. She don't care if you smoke. So you could go out there, drink some wine, hang out, smoke a joint, and relax. No one's gonna say shit to you, and that's awesome. Then there's some places you go to, like I know some friends that golf, and they've been at some places where they're like, you can't smoke weed here, blah blah blah, and they frown on it. So,
Yeah, you could probably smoke a cigar, right?
oh, you smoke fucking crack. They don't give a shit. You just can't smoke weed. Dude, the stigma behind the smell of weed is the craziest thing I've ever. Cigarettes stink 10,000
Oh my
times
god,
worse.
it
A
smells like
cigar even
chemicals.
smells better than cigarettes, but cigarettes, oh God. And they let people, like when I was a kid, I remember having to eat next to that shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy how, I mean, it's thank God that people don't smoke at the restaurant, or you don't have to have that wall of flowers that separates you from the smoking section. It's supposed to keep the smoke over there.
Dude, I don't even know people that even smoke cigarettes anymore.
Yeah. So
They're like older people, but like fuck, dude, anybody like 40 and younger, I don't
a
know
lot of
anybody.
people that a lot of people my age have quit if they did smoke. A lot of people are more
Black and
health
mild
conscious.
back in college for me.
Oh, dude, I smoked cigarettes for years. I smoked Marlboros. I love smoking cigarettes. Fucking Newports. Oh man, fuck, dude. I smoked just shit out of fucking some cigarettes. But when I quit smoking, I quit. Man, that was probably 4 years ago, 3, 4 years ago.
Oh shit! Congrats, man.
Yeah, man, that was the best thing I ever did. Quit smoking. And you know what helped me quit smoking? I tried all different things.
Marijuana.
It did. Marijuana did help, but what really helped me quit smoking is I started running these fucking 5K marathon things.
There you go. It's like, oh shit, I can breathe now.
Yeah. So I started running, and it was such a like a bitch running, and then getting like you would get like little tiny gains. Like you could run 100 yards, 200 yards, just really small gains. And like I was like, I ain't fucking this up. I don't want to do this. I want it to get easier. But yeah, that was my biggest influence to not ever touch a cigarette again. And I haven't smoked a cigarette since then. And I have no interest in ever smoking again.
You know what's crazy about cannabis though? It doesn't fucking affect your cardio.
No. Oh, it's so funny. I was running in there was a race. It was in October, and it's called there shall be dogs is what the name of the race was. And it was super cool because we were running in the race, and everybody had a lot. Well, I didn't have a dog with me, but everybody had their dogs hooked to them while they were running. I ran that race, and I ran by the lady that runs the Humane Society, and she knows me from Buttheadz. She knows I smoke a fuckload of weed. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed. I grow my own weed. Why not? I smoke as much as I want. I fucking grow it. Like if I love tomatoes, fuck it, leave me alone. You know? And it was really funny. She see me. She goes, I did not know you ran these things. And I said, yeah. And I was running the race, and I was coming back on the last leg of the race, and I was doing pretty good. And she just was cheering me on. And I said, and they said potheads can't run. There ain't no reason. But look at Michael Phelps, dude. That motherfucker had how many gold medals? And he was an Olympic athlete. He smoked the fuck out of weed.
Can you
People
imagine him
don't.
just taking a bong rip, dude? Just
He
he probably takes
did.
the
He
most
told
massive
everybody
bong
he
rip in the
did.
history of humans.
They tried to take his gold medals away. You remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't. Did they ever
No.
actually? No, no. I didn't think they did. But that's crazy, that how many people get that stigma where they're put in that place because they smoke weed. Like I think so many people would benefit from it. Think of law enforcement.
Oh yeah, first
Law
responders,
enforcement.
totally.
Yeah. Dude, they had a long day. They just mopped up a fucking 3-car pileup, dude. Let them smoke a joint.
That shit.
What are you hurting, dude? Them people mentally are in pain. They
Oh
just
yeah.
went through some shit. Or think of military. Think of a military. Think of a soldier that, like, have you ever seen the footage from Ukraine when them dudes come back?
Oh, like their faces. Yeah,
Like they're just like they just like came back. They've been at the front line for like
for
I
like
don't
nine
know
months or whatever. Yeah,
9
yeah,
months or a
dude. They
month. Fuck,
just
I don't know how long. They could have been there a week. Like
no.
they're
I know
wore out.
it was like a slideshow, and they just show people's faces, like how long they've been in
Yeah,
combat. Fuck.
and it's like and then it's I asked somebody. I'm like, so let me ask you a question. Do you think which one's better to give that poor guy? Pills, alcohol, or weed? Think about it.
Pills
What's
and
going to
alcohol,
help?
of course.
Yeah, all day. Put them together. Fuck it. You know? And that's the thing is they see these guys, just they're getting alcoholism, they're getting sick. You don't give them any choice. They need something. Fuck.
Yeah, our military, law enforcement, first responders.
I
I
never
think they
understood
need.
why you can't smoke. And then they're like pilots, you can't smoke weed ever and fly a plane. Why? It's been proven that I'm not saying you should smoke cannabis and fly, but it's been proven that you can fly or drive better the next day after smoking cannabis than you would if you drank. It's been proven. If you take two different people and you give one alcohol the night before and you give them weed and then you have them do the same test, they're going to suffer with alcohol. It's way more inhibiting than weed ever is, but they won't let people do it. It's crazy.
If anybody freaking needs cannabis or psychedelics, it's law enforcement, military, and first responders. Period.
Sleep. Think
Sleep.
of their sleep cycles.
Oh
They
yeah.
fucking they sleep like I was watching something on the news and they were talking about the military doing something operation at
Keep talking.
1:20
I can hear you.
at 1:20 in the morning. And it's like at 1:20 in the morning, they're doing an operation. So when are they going to go to bed? At 12? They gotta sleep. Sleep smoke. And it's crazy how they make such a big deal about smoking. And it wouldn't hurt them if they even if they did it on their R&R time. I understand not smoking at work. I think that there's two different kinds of cannabis smokers. You have just like alcohol, you have an irresponsible alcohol consumer that's drinking and driving and putting people's lives at risk or getting on the fucking plane so shitty drunk that he can't even fucking walk. And then you have people that would yeah, better question. Would you rather your teenage daughter experiment with weed or alcohol? So that's a great I would say weed, honestly, because alcohol, in my opinion, I personally growing up as in school and stuff, seen people make a lot of bad choices with alcohol over weed. Weed makes you think. Alcohol makes you not think. I mean, it's pretty common.
Worst decisions ever made in my life are because of alcohol.
Fuck, dude. When you're drunk, it's like that'll work. No, it fucking won't. You should go to sleep. Give me your keys, motherfucker.
I've had so many hold my beer moments.
Oh, fuck, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, absolutely. If my daughter was to experiment with either alcohol or weed, I would definitely push more for my daughter with weed than I would with alcohol. Of course, I would encourage her to wait till she's 21. But even with people smoking weed that are underage, I personally smoked weed when I was younger. I wasn't 21 when I smoked weed first time. I think the first time I smoked weed, I was like 14 or 15, something like that.
Yeah.
And smoked weed and smoked a joint first time in the garage, and I don't think it hurt me. I think it helped me deal with a lot of stresses in life. I've always been a lot. I mean, everybody has their moments, but I think it really helped with dealing with a lot of the stressful when you're going, especially as a teenager, that's a
Oh yeah.
stressful time in life. Going through school. I mean, you got all this pressure, not to mention relationships that are so new. Nobody knows what to do with that shit.
Oh no. Shit. Some people don't. I'm in my late 30s. I sure the fuck don't.
Well, you hear these kids nowadays, they're breaking up in relationships and they wanna hurt themselves or they are hurting themselves.
Which is
And it's
fucked up, man. Because
it's
like,
crazy because they can't handle the 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 consequences of the relationship ending. It is hard
no,
to
I mean,
see it.
it's fucking one of the hardest things you go through in life, in my opinion. Like, there's been breakups, like long where it fucking feels like somebody died.
And they experience it a whole different way than we
Yeah.
did. Because
Oh
when I was a kid and you break up with somebody, you just didn't call on your
yeah.
mom and dad's house phone. We didn't even have a fucking cell phone. So
Oh my
you had
god.
to,
Yeah.
you remember
Fuck.
that shit where I remember calling my girlfriend and every time I'm like, God, I hope her fucking dad doesn't answer again. Because that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You'd call the girl and then, hello? Ashley's in the shower. Like, yes, sir.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah, dude. That's
You
right.
said you
We're at
said
the age
9 o'clock and you decide what time to call, like at school. You remember
yeah.
that? Because we didn't have text messaging. It was all
Oh,
like
no.
pre-planned. We wrote a letter in math class because we had 6 hours together. I passed it to her. Hey, I'll call you at 9. Be by the phone so your dad.
That's right, man. Like, we were at the age where cell phones weren't really a thing yet until like we got in high school and shit. Or, well, I didn't have my first phone till I was fucking 18. My first cell
No,
phone
me
was
either.
18.
When I was driving and really getting out on my own, yeah, yeah, that's when I had my. It was
Like,
my dad's old phone, is what it was.
like
My
you had to
dad
go.
got an extra phone. He got a new phone. I remember, and he got like a razor, and I got this fucking
I remember the
Nokia
razors.
brick.
I
It
remember
was
the
a.
razors.
You remember the Nokia gray brick?
Was that the one? Yeah, I think so.
It
I
didn't
think Joe
flip. It
Rogan
was
even did
just
like a
a. It was
skit
just a
about it.
brick, and it
Yeah.
was so tough, dude. Like you could fucking throw it at somebody as a weapon. You could use it to wedge your tire on a hill. Like that thing was indestructible. I, I dropped that phone so many times and never broke that motherfucker. That was back when you couldn't crack a screen because it was like a you remember the old screens? It wasn't glass. It was like a plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had the green. You remember the snake game?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
That
Man.
takes me back, man.
But kids nowadays, dude, for cell phones, man. Any fucking time you're feeling like emotionally vulnerable or anxious, whatever, do you put that fucking phone up any time of the day, and that's
Absolutely.
fucked up, dude. Now think about it, it's
Yeah.
like that's not good for your brain as like a kid.
Well, these kids, they have so many different angles of social media that they're being bombarded with. So the amount of stress that they experience and stuff is so much different. I I could only imagine. I really do feel for the young people of the day. I mean, having a teenage daughter, I mean, it's definitely
Oh, you got teenagers?
yeah, I have a teenage
Woo!
daughter. She's
Oh man, I bet you're fucking busy.
yeah. Yeah,
Oof.
it is crazy, being a teenage dad of a single dad of a teenager. That's always fun. It's a learning experience, that's for sure. But
Kudos to that, man. That's not
yeah,
easy, dude.
no, it isn't. It's taught me a lot of patience, that's for sure. She
Man, this
and
like
I
a
and I
teenage
have to
daughter too, man. That's probably super fucking hard.
yeah, it's tough. But it's a good thing too because she makes me better too. Being the dad of a teenager, you learn a lot from a different perspective. so to speak. So,
Man,
yeah.
it's like shit is like it's like weird because like when it's like 40 is like I turned 40 in October, but I was thinking back when I was 18, I couldn't think of any of this shit was gonna be here, even cell phones or
Oh,
like
dude,
like touch screens and shit. I thought it was gonna be like
dude.
like oh hey, want to come over and fucking play Mario Kart? I thought it was gonna be like that forever, you know?
So some of the things that I thought would have happened didn't happen, and some things I never thought would happen never did. That did happen. You know. One of the things was like hoverboard, all that shit from Back to the
Back to the
Future. You
Future,
remember that?
moon
Yeah,
colonies, shit like
I really thought that we would have hover vehicles by now. I really thought so. It just made sense. Fucking tires, no more tires. But still ain't got there. What was the other thing? Oh, you remember the food rehydrator?
rehydrator. I've heard
Yeah.
dehydrator.
No, it was all Back to the Future too.
Oh yeah. Okay,
She
yeah.
she got the Pizza Hut and it was like a tiny
Yeah,
little thing and stuck it in there. And I was like, I so thought we would have something more sophisticated by now than the microwave. Like I really thought
air
that when
fryer. Is air fryer good enough?
I mean, it ain't bad, but it ain't microwave revolution. Think about when the microwave came out before there was microwaves. What kind of like those people were fucking minds blown. I
Oh
can
yeah.
cook this in a minute, in a fucking minute. It took me all day heating a stove up for some nuggets. I can cook that barbecue burrito in a minute. Like that's crazy. But yeah, the technology that I thought would happen, I thought food would be different. I thought there would be something more advanced than frozen dinners by now. Food like kind of was hit like a revolution there for a little bit where they started doing like frozen dinners, TV dinners, the microwave, all this shit happened, and then it's that's it. It just stayed around that baseline.
Japan will figure it out.
Man, Japan. Have
That
you ever
place
been?
is so. No, I haven't. I have a friend, an old roommate who lives there, and he would like send me pictures and video. Japan's like fucking 30 years ahead of us. Like 30
Dude,
years.
when I was a kid, I'd go up there with my parents to see my grandparents and shit. And we'd go to Japan and I'd see my grandparents and everything, and then we'd leave and I'd always bring some badass fucking toy home. Like you said, it's like fucking advanced. And what it was the Game Boy. I brought this Game Boy home and I was in Boy Scouts then. Yeah, I remember we went to a scout trip and I pulled my Game Boy out and you could turn a switch on it and the screen would light up green, bright. So you could play at night.
What?
Fuck, dude. Everyone on the school bus went fucking nuts. They were like, where did you get this? I've never seen it. A fucking Game Boy with a light on it. That's incredible.
Fucking
Like
Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. You gotta have like a fucking external light. In
this
Japan,
one was built into the screen. It was like a LED light before LED lights. It was incredible. It was called and you can Google them. They're called
Famicom, or that's what they call the Nintendo. There's like Famicom, yeah.
no, this was just a Game Boy. It wasn't a Famicom. It was just a regular Nintendo Game Boy, and it was Game Boy Light, and it took Game Boy cartridges, and you could play. I remember I had like Super Mario and like Waldo and all that shit on there. But yeah, there was shit that you never seen. And what's crazy about products is a lot of products there's products that have been invented and that exist that you maybe have never heard of that may be the greatest product or solution for whatever you're trying to do. The problem is sometimes products, if they don't gain enough traction in the States, you'll never see them in the United States. They're only in Europe, or they're only in Asia, or they're only in a different market where they buy them more. And in Japan, you see that so much. Shit's so much different in there.
I got a question about Japan. Club
Yeah.
Sega. Club Sega, are those still things over there?
Yeah, so I went up there, me and my daughter went up there in 2020, right before COVID got real crazy, and they still had them. They kind of had them integrated, which was a little different this last time we went. Used to Club Sega was just all arcade games, just fucking
Yeah, I
full
always wanted to go over
floors.
there and win like a Virtual Fighter 5 like tournament.
Yeah, yeah, they have that's another thing. I thought virtual reality would have been a lot farther by now, but it seems like that's kind of not really ever took more of a turn. Even with the Oculus, it's just not there yet. But anyways, yeah, the Sega Club Sega, dude, that's badass. It's like multiple floors of arcade. But the last time we went, they had pachinko games in them. So
What?
they actually had a pachinko. Yeah. So they're actually turned the top of Club Sega now into pachinko floors so they can gamble. And it's for 21 up. It's not for kids. And the kids stay downstairs and do the fucking the claw machines. You know, Japan's famous for the giant claw machines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking cool. Japan is a market that I think cannabis would be such a I think Japan doesn't realize what cannabis could do for their market in their country.
Isn't it like
It,
hell? It's like hella illegal there though.
so right now, it is still illegal. So cannabis in Japan is starting to gain traction. They are building more of a CBD market. Unfortunately, they're still stuck in archaic conservative laws. The Japanese culture is more of a conservative culture, so they're a little behind, but they do follow the U.S. So a lot of times, Japan will do something the U.S. is doing because of something that reason why or money or whatever. The thing with cannabis is, I think cannabis would increase the amount of tourism in their country. And that's something that honestly Japan needs more than ever because I think Hawaii does pretty good. Oh, I told you I'm going to Hawaii on vacation, right?
Ah, lucky. Which island? Where to?
Oahu, Oahu. Yeah,
I've never
that's the
been
name of
to Hawaii, but I definitely want to go. In chat, in a long time FCP guy, we have Hawaii Sustainable.
it. Uh-huh.
He's a cool cat. I actually want to get him on someday and chat with him, but he's out there. He lives out there. So um, Hawaiian like land races and Japanese land races. There has to be a couple out there. Like I just want to try weed in Hawaii and weed in Japan. Just like the
Yeah.
terroirs and stuff out there, are probably fucking phenomenal. You know, like one of a kind.
So Japan, like the food in Japan and the atmosphere is amazing. People are really nice. Uh, it's more of like a in touch with nature kind of place. So I think weed would mesh well with their culture, of spiritualism. And honestly, cannabis comes from Asia. I mean
Oh yeah,
that yeah, the Shinto culture. Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
and they found like caves with like artwork in caves in Japan going back like thousands of years BC.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like in
there's
Japan,
all
so they still had to like because like weed originated in Tibetan plateau, so it made its way out east, and from fucking China to Japan, that's a pretty decent boat ride. So crazy. So I mean, there has to be land races out in Japan.
Oh, I would think so. And there's Japan is so interesting because of all the mountains that's out there. I mean, there's mountains all over.
Damn. But Hawaii, yeah, you gotta try some land races out there if possible, or just shit grown outside, dude. Like the terroirs out there are probably one of a kind. Period.
Yeah, I think that market will exist. They tried to do it. It was it Taiwan. I think they were just recently selling cannabis.
In Taiwan?
Not Taiwan. Shit, Thailand.
Oh
Thailand.
yeah, Thailand.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
Thailand was
yeah, yeah.
selling cannabis. Now, did they go back illegal?
I thought they did,
They were talking
but
about it.
I mean, I've seen like Canna Crib, like recent Canna Cribs episodes, like we're in Thailand. So maybe they reinstated it. They have
Yeah.
to. No, I just saw a fucking yeah, yeah. It should if fucking Remo was there not too long ago. So I mean, I would love to go watch Muay Thai and get high.
So
Eat some pad thai.
I'm going to answer peace of mind farming. I'm going to be in Hawaii on July 14th. I'm going to be there for a week. The cool thing about that is we're going to honestly, I don't really have a ton of plans. I got my Hawaii med card. I was not going to go to Hawaii and not smoke weed, which is super cool. So if you have a med card in another state, you can apply for an out of state med card in Hawaii and fly into Hawaii, Oahu. I'm going to be on Waikiki Beach. And you can and I can buy weed. So I got my med card. It got approved. I got a little copy on the card. I'm going to take.
Dude,
So it's
that's
going to be an interesting thing.
badass.
Yeah, that's badass. Like I was like, fucking, and Hawaii wasn't too bad to fly to. So we're flying out of St. Louis, and from St. Louis to get to Oahu or Honolulu Airport, it was $600 round
Holy
trip.
shit. All right.
That
That's
ain't shit.
round trip. That ain't shit.
Yeah, yeah, that ain't bad. North Korea weed is legal. Whatever. There ain't nothing legal in North Korea, man.
Dude, I wonder what the land races in North Korea are like.
Oh, they said Love for the Plant said they got their med card when going to Hawaii, but you didn't really need it. Well, I did hear there's a lot of shops that you can buy, but with the law changing, I'm sure they're being affected by it too. Just like Oklahoma's cracking down, Missouri's been cracking down. Everybody's shit's getting kind of crazy. Plus, I really want to try. I don't want to try some imported weed. I want to try some Hawaiian weed. See what it's all about.
I want to try what the locals grow. They know what's up.
Oh, there's old Korean varieties there, land races. They're just not high in THC. You're
It's like
going
a
to be
fiber or grain
going there during
varieties.
an important time, given what's going on with the weather on Oahu being really rough this spring, record flooding for centuries. Damn.
I had no idea.
So
That's
I
great.
hope it's all good by the time I get there. Fucking flooding. Missouri, we get a lot of flooding here in Missouri. This is the flood of '93. We have some major flooding with the Mississippi River.
Out in Oklahoma and Kansas, it's just tornadoes.
Man, we have those too. Fucking tornadoes, man.
It's the Midwest.
I'm blessed. I have a basement. So me and my daughter, we go down to the basement. We're good. Live 300 feet above the river. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Tornadoes, man. That shit fucking sucks.
Oh, I've been through like
Um,
7 of them. Lost, like, first one had, we like, it destroyed the house.
oh, this one they were in Alton, Missouri, or Illinois, Alton, Illinois, in the flood of '93. Yeah. Yeah, that was a rough flood, '93. We've had a couple of other bad ones since then. That shit. Oh. And that water stays for fucking ever. It flooded in Illinois, in McClure and all that. Oh, it was so nasty. The water. Yeah. Yeah, that flood of '93, that shit sucked.
Damn. So, like, what strains are pushing in Missouri right now? Is there like any local stuff, or is it just kind of?
So there's honestly lately we've seen a lot of like the runts has been pretty popular. A lot of
Oh
people have
yeah,
been
yeah,
going
yeah,
back to a lot of the old
yeah. The
school
dessert
stuff.
strains, the candy strains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's been pretty cool.
No, there's
And
some that are pretty good.
yeah. And
There's
then
some runs
like
crosses that are pretty solid.
I just grew some it was Whitechapel. It was a white widow cross. It turned out really nice. It had a good what do you call it? Good like flavor. It was really frosty. It was really nice. I really liked it.
So it's just kind of like this. like some like dessert strains. Is there like any old school shit flying around or some gas?
So there was a strain of Northern Lights that was around. It was from,
N05,
no, it was like from like the 80s. It is what the guy told
N01.
us. Yeah,
Oh,
something for, it was
was
like
he
a,
telling the truth? Was he lying?
the story that, you know how all clones have a story. So the story about this plant was that it was from Ed Rosenthal. The guy met him back in the day. The guy that did it, that brought the clone, he does sound and lights for bands and concerts. So he said he met him at a concert back in the 80s and he gave him this clone and he's kept it alive for years. I believe him because I've tried to give him other clones and he doesn't grow any other strain but this one strain. That's the only strain he grows. He grows that strain that dude gave him, and it helps him the most with his. He has cancer real bad. And he likes the way it helps him sleep in his pain. And we've grown it here. He's gave us cuts of it. Holy fuck! Like it tastes like Northern Lights. It has that piney flavor, but oh my god, it is fire.
Damn. So wait, so you have the charity and the grow shop. Do you do like any commercial stuff at cultivation, or are you?
So we work with different cultivation companies with Coca-Cola and soil. I sell soil to different facilities across the United States. We work with like Cureleaf and Pharmacon. We work with some universities. We work with some individual contractors and different small grows, Colorado, Pennsylvania. We work with Arizona. We send soil out there a lot. There's some pretty good growers out there too.
Arizona, one of our good members, FCP, or producers, DP, he's a Tucson guy. Sounds like they got some fun stuff going out there.
I know my buddy Daryl, he's from Tucson. I want to go out there too, but the Hawaii conversation. But yeah, the Tucson area, I've always wanted to go out there to Tucson. Tucson's pretty cool. I like the warmer atmosphere, like going out to Vegas, especially when it's cold as fuck in Missouri. So I definitely would go there probably more in the winter time.
Phoenix, and
Oh
Tucson.
man, so much better.
I'll be a snowbird. Winter fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, dude. It's awesome. Yeah. We went to Vegas last year for MJ PisCon in December. We got snowed in at the airport before we left, and it was super nice that we were able to
Eric,
get out.
I hate to cut you off, but Joe, I know what you're referring to. Too soon. It's a Tucson thing.
Oh,
Too soon. Oh shit! Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. But
no,
as
no,
you're
no, you're
saying,
fine. You're fine. Oh shit, what were we talking about?
it doesn't have to matter. We're talking about Tucson and something.
Oh,
And
Tucson.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that area. When we went out there at MJ BizCon, it was nice going out there in the winter. We got snowed in before we left, and
In
it was
Tucson?
crazy. No, in
No,
Missouri.
it's like Mizzou.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we left that, I think it was like a Tuesday, we got snowed in and then we left and oh my God, it was like 80 degrees when we landed in Las Vegas. I was like, fuck. Snow on the ground, like up to our ankles in a blizzard right before we left. They grounded us. Our flight didn't leave because it was snowing so bad. Fucking sucked.
Damn. But Tucson felt like heaven. Now the worst snowstorm I've ever been in was like when I lived up in Massachusetts. We had a nor'easter and it snowed like fucking 4 feet. Didn't really
Dude.
go outside. And like a New England snow is fucking wet and heavy. It's just fucking miserable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've wanted to go up to Maine and check out some of that area, go up to like Boston. There's a lot of history up there. I seen
Oh
that
yeah,
in Pennsylvania.
it's super fun.
Yeah.
Everything's old.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Everything's
like
old.
old, like you'll be driving through the countryside and you see this like colonial fucking house just in the middle of the field. It's like, whoa, how long's that been there?
Then you like drive by spots and it's like all like of like current and shit. There's like highways. You're like, oh wait, there's like a major Civil War battle right here, but it's all concrete now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
We
shit
have
like
those.
that. Shit like that.
We have a lot of Civil War artifacts here in.
Carthage, right?
Yeah,
I've been
in
there.
Cape Girardeau,
Oh yes.
Carthage. There's let's see, Arcadia Valley. There's
Hmm.
some battles there. There's all kinds of shit everywhere, all over here in southern Missouri.
Well, you have the Mississippi, so Cape
Yeah.
Girardeau was pretty big.
Well, Cape Girardeau was where Ulysses S. Grant was stationed for a while during the war.
Damn.
He had his command center there, right in this little town. There's a college now built, the main academic building at this university, SEMO University. And that main academic building originally was the main fort for Cape Girardeau. It had its cannons, his artillery was in place there because it was the highest point in the area. You
Damn.
can see for miles from up there. It's pretty cool.
Damn. Well, man, it's getting a little late here, and I had a little bit fun off camera there, and I'm starting to feel it. So
Yeah.
call it a night.
Oh yeah, man. No, thanks for having me on. It was great to
Oh,
talk.
anytime, dude. Love shooting the shit with you.
Yeah,
It's fun,
check
man.
out. I'll be posting some stuff about the 420 festival, the
I can
SEMO
repost
420
too.
festival.
Actually, if
Yeah,
you want to go in like real quick,
yeah,
just talk about that. I'm sorry, man. I totally forgot about that. But yes, it's wicked. It's badass.
yeah. Good night, guys. Yeah, it was great meeting you guys.
Oh no, you can talk about the 420 fest if you want.
Oh no, I was just telling the people on the chat. I was just saying hi to them.
Oh shit, you're paying attention more than I am.
Yeah. Sorry, no, it was like great to meet you guys. Yeah, check me out. So get your no joke before Chad runs out.
Chad Westport, that no
So
joke.
my buddy's growing no joke. I actually got no joke growing in my tent right now. That's something
Really?
I'm growing. Yeah, that's a badass fucking strain. It's frosty as shit. Yeah, it's definitely a good one.
No joke. That's like Nakatomi Plaza crossed with.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck is it?
Oh fuck.
Rusty, you would know better than me. Yeah, no joke's like Nakatomi Plaza crossed with a.
He just dropped more beans. No shit. See, all he had on there was no joke. That's why I just got that. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, but anyways, the SEMO 420 Fest is going to be 4/19. It's the Sunday before 420. We rented out the Rock and Roll Drive-In. This is the first ever for me drive-in concert. So we rented a stage from Nashville. We got a stage coming up from Nashville. Oh, it's Kool-Aid Man crossed with Fino Westport Posse. Oh, that's cool. So we're going to have a stage coming up from Nashville. It's going to be on a tractor trailer. It's going to be badass. We're going to be putting right by the screen. Once it gets 7:30, we're going to turn the screen on. We're going to do some special thank yous to different people. If you guys want to send a video or something to throw up for a future Cannabis project, we can throw something up for you guys too. We have a couple other friends of ours that are going to send it'll basically be like a slideshow of different people saying hi to the people and happy 420,
I'll do it.
Yeah. If you want to send me one, I'll throw it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If Peter wants to do anyone, like it just means a lot to people because like
I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let people know. But yeah, that's going to be an awesome event. We're going to have this event's different than a lot of cannabis events. We're not going to be selling cannabis at the event, but people are going to be there smoking cannabis, having a great time. We invite people to bring lawn chairs. If you got like maybe a little canopy or something, just with the canopy is what we've told people is be thoughtful of your neighbors. Don't be blocking people or whatever. And if you don't have room, we'll find you a place that we can put your canopy up like towards the front, or we'll work with you, if you want to set up a little camp spot or something, so to speak. but there's a lot of people going to be out there. It's a 10-hour event. We have SIU coming out with their cannabis department, which is super cool to
Josie gonna be
see.
there by chance?
I think he might be. He said
If he's
he
out there, I'm
might,
totally leaving something for him.
but
Yeah.
he's been so damn busy, you know. But the SIU cannabis department will be there. St. Louis Community College is coming down. They're going to have their cannabis department there, and they're going to be showing people how cannabis is not a bad thing. It's not something to be afraid of. It's something that we should learn from. We should build on. And I know that this event will go great. It's going to show people how great cannabis people get along with each other. We've had other 420 events like this, and they're so clean. People take care of each other. You know, no one's fighting or arguing. They're just smoking weed and having a good time and enjoy
Those are the
positive
best,
vibes.
man.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
I love
yeah,
it.
check.
Cannabis
You
brings
can
people together. Alcohol, everybody's fighting.
absolutely, and if anybody wants to come to it, we're going to have a bunch of different bands. We're going to have the stage rocking and rolling. It's only $20 to go to it. You can buy your tickets at buttheadsgrowersclub.com. That's our website, and you can check us out there. And you're welcome to hit me up on any of our social media platforms of Buttheads. I'm
Hell
happy to
yeah.
answer any questions you guys have about it.
Eric, you should probably just be a regular. Like I like stuff like this.
Yeah.
We're just shooting the shit. Yeah, go
Oh,
talk.
it's just fun just to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
stuff and what's going on in each other's lives and shit. Yeah,
That's what I love about
absolutely.
FCP. There's really no. It's kind of free flow. It's like other podcasts. It's just like wham bam,
Dude,
thinking
I'm
answer
excited to
these
go.
points. You know, here it's just we do what we want.
Dude, there's so many different things going on. I'm excited to go to Hawaii and meet some different people involved in cannabis. I mean, I'm Asian, so like Hawaii, I think is like my second home. So a Japanese person like me should definitely get to go to Hawaii and check it out. So I'm
Hell yeah,
excited to see that. So, but
man.
yeah, have me on anytime. Let me know when you want me on again, dude.
Oh yeah,
And
dude.
we'll get on, do some more shows. I love these, man. This is great.
And I'm using your soil to grow my produce this year. So
Yeah.
probably let's have it. So you're growing some. I mean, you're using your soil to like grow stuff. Let's just like hop on, like, oh hey, this like updates and shit.
Yeah,
Shoot the shit
absolutely.
more.
And I'll figure out this picture thing better, so that way I'll have that ready, and I can show you like what our garden's growing and all the different shit going on, different stuff like that.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well, good
everybody.
night, James.
Oh
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Night, Eric. Thanks everybody for hopping in. This was fun. I like this
Yeah.
format.
Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All
See
right.
ya.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Love it.